Hello Cookeville, I'm Councilman Ali Bagci and welcome to this week's Cookeville City Update. Over the past couple of weeks, our community has experienced heavy storms, flooding, and a lot of rain. Events like these are a good reminder of how quickly conditions can change and why it's important to be prepared. Today we're talking about flood insurance and what it covers, who can purchase it, and a few important flood safety tips every resident should know. One of the biggest misconceptions about flood insurance is that it's only available to people who live in designated flood zones. The City of Cookeville participates in the National Flood Insurance Program, which means anyone living within the city limits can purchase flood insurance even if your property isn't located in a FEMA-designated flood zone. And remember, most homeowners insurance policies do not cover flood damage. Flood insurance must be purchased separately. Another thing people don't realize is that flooding can happen outside high flood risk zones. During the past flooding events in Cookeville, some properties outside FEMA's mapped floodplains also experienced flooding. That's why it's important to understand your property's flood risk before the next storm happens, not after. If you're unsure whether your property is located in a mapped floodplain, the city's planning division can help review FEMA's flood maps and answer questions about your property's flood risks. For many homes in low-risk areas, preferred risk policies may also be available, making flood insurance more affordable than many people expect. It's also important to remember that National Flood Insurance Program policies have a 30-day waiting period, so coverage doesn't begin immediately after you purchase it. The City of Cookeville has participated in the National Flood Insurance Program since 1986 and also part of FEMA's community rating system. Because of the city's efforts to go beyond the minimum floodplain management standards, qualifying properties in special flood hazard areas may receive a discount on flood insurance premiums. If you notice drainage issues or flooding on public property, you can also contact our Public Works Department so they can inspect the area. No matter where you live, safety should always come first during a flood. Never drive through a flooded street. It can be impossible to tell how deep the water is or whether the street underneath has been damaged. Avoid walking through floodwaters, stay away from downed power lines, and use extra caution when returning to flooded areas after the water recedes. Preparing before the next storm starts long before the rain begins. If you'd like to learn more about flood insurance, floodplain maps, or city's flood services, visit cookeville-tn.gov or contact the city's planning division. Thanks for joining us this week for Cookeville City Update. We'll see you next week.